continuing on with the Pythagorean theorem. So our last lesson was how to find C. So now we're going to learn how to find sides A or B. Okay, so we have our formula. I got a little warped here on PowerPoint. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay, so the formula is not changing. Okay, and remember what we said, A and B are interchangeable, so I am just going to say every single time that we are finding B, okay? It doesn't matter what you do. For these practice problems, I'm going to find B, and I'll also then do the last one showing you finding A. Doesn't make a difference, okay? So looking at our first triangle, we have a leg of 15. We're missing the other leg, and then we have a hypotenuse of 25. So we're going to start by writing our formula, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So I have my A, which is 15 squared. I don't know my B, and then my C is 25 squared. Okay, so go through and find 15 squared, which is 225. Again, we don't know B squared. And then 25 squared is 625. Okay, so last time to find C, we added our numbers together. So if we're finding a leg, we subtract, just like if this was a one-step equation. Okay, so we're left with B squared equals 625 minus 225 gives you 400. And then our last step is still taking the square root. So the square root of 400 is 20. So B is 20. Okay? So the only difference here is that we are subtracting before we take our square root. Okay? So again, 16 I'm going to label as A. B is up here, we don't know, and then C is your diagonal. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Go ahead, substitute 16 in for A. We don't know what B is, and we know C is 36. So 16 squared, or 16 times 16, is 256. Don't know B squared. 36 squared, or 36 times 36, is 1,296. Subtract. B squared equals 1,040. Take the square root of 1,040, and we get B equals 32.24. Okay, so again, the only thing that really changes is this step right here where we are subtracting. So our third one, we got A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 5 is your C, 3 is A, we need to find B. So 3 squared plus B squared equals 5 squared. 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9. Plus B squared equals 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, 25. Subtract. Equals 16. Take the square root of 16, so B equals 4.